Feel the soot sticking to your neck. It's warm, it's heavy. That isn't the steam of progress. It's the breath of an iron beast, one that's about to swallow 100 souls whole. And you're sitting comfortably on your sofa, waiting for the jaws to snap shut. Rome. July 14th, 1911. The station is a fever dream of silk, expensive perfume, and the blind arrogance of an elite who believe steel can conquer time. 106 passengers. They're smiling for a photograph that will never be developed. They board 3 luxury coaches owned by the Zanetti Company. Listen to that whistle. That is the last sound of the real world they will ever hear. The maiden voyage to Milan is a farce of champagne and violin sonatas. But as the train cuts through Lombardy, the air shifts. It grows thick, electric. You feel that ringing in your ears, don't you? That isn't the engine. That's the sound of reality cracking open. They reach the Lombardy tunnel. A mile of darkness carved into the mountain's ribcage. Witnesses say a white mist, dense like curdled milk, began to bleed from the tunnel's mouth. The train didn't enter the dark. It was absorbed by it. 2 men jump. They hit the ballast at the last second, tearing skin and wool. They lie there, listening to the rhythmic clatter of the Zanetti dissolve into absolute silence. When the police enter the tunnel hours later, they find a void. No train. No smoke. No 104 souls. Just a mountain of cold stone that refuses to return an echo. It's a perfect story, isn't it? It almost makes you forget that your heater is on and that the world is a predictable place. But this is where your comfort ends. I've scoured the Italian state archives. I've combed through the records of 1905, 1911, 1915. I looked for the prestigious Zanetti Company. Do you want to know what I found? Nothing. Zanetti doesn't exist. There are no invoices, no construction contracts for that tunnel, no passenger lists in any newspaper of the era. The spell is broken. The train didn't vanish in a tunnel because the train never existed in the steel. You're trapped in a lie. And now we're going to find out who pulled the trigger on this fiction. Feel that? That's the weight of reality snapping back into place. The steam train has dissipated, but what remains is far more dangerous, an idea. Ideas don't need coal to move. They feed on our desperation, our need to believe the world is something more than a stone tomb governed by cold physics. We're traveling now to Ukraine. The late 80s. An empire, the Soviet Union, is rotting from the inside out. In the middle of the collapse, a name emerges, Nikolai Cherkashin. A naval officer turned journalist of the unusual. Cherkashin wasn't a historian, he was a weaver of shadows. Picture him at his desk. He has no evidence, but he has a narrative. With the cynicism of a man who knows people need myths to distract them from hunger, he puts the Zanetti tragedy to paper. He blends alpine folklore with the pseudoscience of time fields. He writes about a tunnel that swallows steel. You hear it today and you shudder, but for him, it was just another column in a newspaper that would be wrapping fish by tomorrow morning. He is patient zero. He infected your timeline. But Cherkashin made a mistake. Or perhaps a stroke of macabre genius. He decided the train wasn't traveling alone. He introduced a relic into the equation that chills the blood, the skull of Nikolai Gogol. Yes, the writer who lived in terror of being buried alive. Legend says his head was stolen from his grave and somehow, impossibly, ended up on that train. Think about the contrast. While you scroll through your social feeds on a device that understands the world through data, you're listening to a story about a ghost train carrying the skull of a paranoid genius through dimensions. It's ridiculous, isn't it? And yet, your pulse has quickened. Cherkashin knew that if you add a famous corpse to a lie, the lie becomes sacred. But don't be fooled. Cherkashin only pulled the trigger. The bullet was already manufactured, and that bullet has a trajectory that crosses the ocean and lands in a Mexican madhouse, a full century before the train was even imagined. Look closely at that yellowed newsprint. It isn't just a press clipping, it's the blueprint of a mental prison. Nikolai Cherkashin didn't just invent the train, he gave it a supernatural engine, the skull of Nikolai Gogol. Legend says the skull was stolen in 1931, when the Soviets decided the writer's corpse was in the way. Cherkashin claims a relative of the author recovered the cranium and decided to transport it to Italy in 1911. Do you see the crack in time? Gogol died in 1852. His remains were desecrated decades after the train supposedly vanished. But your brain doesn't care about chronology when the horror is this specific. You can see it, can't you? The bone-white skull, cold and vibrating in a leather valise as the Zanetti hits the tunnel. Fear doesn't understand dates, it only understands imagery. But Cherkashin's virus needed a scientist to give it weight. Enter Vasil Lokatist, a paranormal investigator in the 90s who swore he saw the train in Ukraine. He claimed the convoy moved on non-existent tracks, that the metal cast no shadow. Listen carefully. Lokatist argued the train leaped through temporal anomalies triggered by massive energy spikes. And here is where cynicism becomes a survival skill. This is post-Chernobyl Ukraine. People were already used to the invisible, radiation, killing them. Why not believe in an invisible train that transports you to another era? It's much easier to fear a ghost than a radioactive isotope. The virus spread, from the newspapers of Kiev to internet forums, and finally to the documentaries you consume today. Every time someone repeats this story without checking the railway records of 1911, the Zanetti gains a new carriage. It feeds on your intellectual laziness. But brace yourself, because the lie has mutated so thoroughly that it has left tracks in the past. Real medical records. Men screaming in Spanish. If the train didn't exist in 1911, then who were the 104 men who appeared in Mexico City in 1840? Men swearing they arrived from Rome aboard an iron monster. Your certainty is starting to splinter. Demystification hurts because it leaves you alone in a world where nothing is magical. But what comes next isn't magic. It's a documented medical anomaly. Mexico City, 1840. Forget the steam of Lombardy, forget the Ukrainian chill. Here the air is heavy, thick with the smell of incense and disease. You are standing at the gates of the hospital of San Hipólito, the first madhouse of the New World. Listen to the screaming. Those aren't your typical madmen. 104 men have appeared out of thin air on the streets of the capital. They wear clothes no one has ever seen, synthetic fabrics that shouldn't exist, buttons of strange, polished materials. They speak an Italian that sounds like the future. They say they come from Rome. They say they traveled inside an iron monster that breathed fire. But in 1840, Mexico barely knows the locomotive as a distant rumor. To the doctors of San Hipólito, these men aren't time travelers. They are the possessed, the victims of a mass hysteria without precedent. Imagine the terror. One moment, you're in a luxury carriage with champagne and chamber music. The next, you're in a stone cell, surrounded by monks trying to bleed the demon out of you with leeches and prayer. You feel the cold stone against your back, don't you? While you complain about slow Wi-Fi, they are losing their minds in a century that isn't theirs, begging for an explanation that will never come. But this is where the deconstruction turns perverse. There is a record from a local psychiatrist, Dr. Jose Zabaleta, noting the admission of foreign nationals suffering from severe temporal disorientation. But here's the kicker. The most cynical part of the whole machine. The story of these 104 men never appeared in Mexican archives until after Cherkashin's story became a hit in Russia. Someone somewhere in this chain of lies decided to plant the past. They took the name of a real hospital. They took the name of a doctor who actually existed. And they injected them with the venom of the Zanetti disappearance. It's the perfect crime, creating historical evidence to validate a literary fantasy. We are looking at an archaeology of the lie. But there is one piece missing. An object, something Dr. Zabaleta supposedly confiscated from an inmate and kept in a drawer for decades. An object that, if it were real, would shatter every law of thermodynamics. And it's still out there. There's something about objects that gives us a false sense of security. We believe matter cannot lie. Steel does not hallucinate. Silver does not fantasize. Engravings do not improvise. That is the weakness. When Cherkashin released the story of the silver snuff boxes, the Zanetti myth ceased to be folklore and became evidence, at least in the minds that crave it. The narrative claims that one of the 104 men confined in Mexico carried a silver tobacco case. Refined, polished, heavy in the hand. On its base, a date engraved with mechanical certainty, 1907. To the physicians of 1840, it was meaningless, a sequence of digits without context. To us, it is an accusation, an object appearing 67 years before its own possibility, an anachronism, an impossibility, the so-called smoking gun of temporal displacement. Or so you are encouraged to conclude, while quietly overlooking a minor inconvenience. The snuffbox appears in precisely 0 verified inventories of the San Hipólito Hospital, not misfiled, not disputed, absent. You feel the chill because your mind wants coherence. This is how fiction colonizes the nervous system. We want the relic to be authentic, because if it is, then causality fractures. The universe has a service entrance. Escape becomes conceivable, but reality is inelegant. There is no artifact, no archival photograph, no catalogue number in a museum drawer, only repetition. A claim echoed until it sounds like documentation. Testimonies of testimonies. Now consider the psychological fracture. The alleged notes of Dr. Jose Zabaleta describe the 104 as individuals who failed to recognize religious imagery and insisted contemporary maps were inaccurate. Imagine the cognitive dislocation. You stand in your homeland, yet history has shifted beneath your feet. Your education becomes heresy. Your certainty becomes pathology. Your clothing becomes a diagnosis. Later analysis suggests that the Mexican episode was a graft, an implant designed to expand the Zanetti legend beyond Europe to give it geographical authority. This is the true horror. Not time travel, but fabrication. The ease with which records can be suggested, names can be inserted, institutions can be invoked, until fiction acquires the posture of scholarship. We do not merely inherit myths. We engineer them. And yet, there is a fracture that refuses to seal. If the structure is fraudulent, why does the image persist? Why do railway workers in the Balkans and in India continue to describe 3 silent luxury coaches gliding across abandoned tracks? No lights, no sound, no timetable. Collective error? Cultural contagion? Or something subtler, an archetype migrating from rumor into perception? Perhaps the train does not need historical validation to exist. Perhaps it survives as a pattern in the human mind, an imprint of unresolved narrative tension, and this is where the operation becomes ruthless. We will not merely question the myth. We will dismantle its architecture, beam by beam, until nothing remains but the mechanism of belief itself. Stop looking at the stars, searching for cracks in time. Look at the ground. Look at the steel. For a train to vanish first, it has to be built. And this is where Nikolai Cherkashin's fantasy disintegrates under the weight of industrial logistics. I've analysed the railway maps of Italy from 1911. The supposed Lombardy tunnel, that mile-long throat of stone that swallowed the Zanetti, it doesn't exist. There was no excavation of that magnitude in that region at that time. A mile-long tunnel in the early 20th century was an engineering marvel, a point of national pride that would have bled across every newspaper headline. But the archives of the Ferrovie dello Stato maintain an absolute, deafening silence. The tunnel is as much a ghost as the train itself. You feel that emptiness, don't you? It's the vertigo of realizing you've been sold a ticket for a journey that has no tracks. The Zanetti Company appears in no tax records. It had no employees, no stations. It's a brand created on a Soviet typewriter 70 years after its supposed disappearance. Cherkashin didn't just invent a story, he invented an entire corporation to give a name to your fear. But what about the survivors? Those 2 men who supposedly jumped and described the white mist? In the psychiatric reports of the era in Italy, there is no trace of them. No names, no addresses. If 2 members of the Roman elite had returned from the jaws of a mountain after watching 104 of their peers vanish, they would have been the most famous men in Europe. Instead, they are faceless shadows in an apocryphal tale. You are trapped in a shadow factory, a narrative structure where every piece of evidence points to another non-existent proof. It's a vicious circle designed so that your mind, exhausted by logic, eventually surrenders to the mystery. If there are so many details, it must be true, you tell yourself. But detail is the preferred tool of the sophisticated liar. Now let's look at the most cynical part of this business. Why did Cherkashin choose this myth? What did a man from the Soviet bloc gain by resurrecting a non-existent Italian train? Context. In the Soviet Union of the late 80s, The official truth was dying. The regime was suffocating. People were looking for an escape from a grey, oppressive reality. Writing about a train that escapes time wasn't just entertainment. It was a metaphor. A train that vanishes from state records is the ultimate dream for anyone living under totalitarian control. Cherkashin injected the Zanetti myth into the information stream to watch it mutate, and it mutated spectacularly. UFO enthusiasts turned it into a portal. Conspiracy theorists turned it into a secret military experiment. And you, sitting there on your sofa? You are the final link in this assembly line. You consume the mystery because it's more exciting than accepting that history is often just a collection of boring data and administrative errors. We prefer to believe in a train traveling to 1840 than to accept that a Ukrainian journalist simply had a vivid imagination and bills to pay. But there's still something that doesn't fit, right? The Shadow Factory doesn't produce trains. It produces the need for them to exist. It produces that pang in your chest when you drive through a dark tunnel and for a fleeting second you wish the white mist would appear to take you far away from your debts, your routine, and your own mortality. We are finished with the autopsy of the steel. Now, in the final act, we are going to dissect the most terrifying thing of all, you. Why does it hurt so much? Why do you feel that small, sharp sting of disappointment in the pit of your stomach? Don't feel bad. It's the biological response of a species that was kicked out of the garden of the sacred and condemned to live in a world of the measurable. The human brain wasn't designed for statistical truth. It was designed for narrative survival. We need the cracks in reality. We need the dimensional portals and the trains that escape time because the alternative is unbearable. The idea that this present, with its bills, its traffic, and its finitude, is all there is. The Zanetti is the placebo we inject to believe that if we just took the right detour, we could end up in 1840, or in a future where steel never rusts. Nikolai Cherkashin didn't just write an article, he built a psychological shelter. In a Soviet Union that was being erased from the map, that train was the fantasy of the ultimate escape. And you, in your 21st century comfort, consume it for the exact same reason. The horror of the real isn't that a train vanished with 104 people. The true horror is that 104 people wake up every single morning to go to a job they hate, on a train that always arrives on time, toward a destination they already know. Look at those dead tracks. The metal corrodes, the weeds reclaim the ballast. Entropy is the only law that allows for no exceptions. The Zanetti is our pathetic rebellion against entropy. If a luxury coach from 1911 can appear in Mexico in 1840, then death isn't the end of the line. It's just another station on a circular route. But the Italian state archives do not lie. The San Ippolito cemetery does not lie. Metal doesn't travel. It only decays. But before I let you go back to your safe, predictable life, I have to show you the final trace. It isn't a record of trains. It's a record of souls. Do you want to know the most curious part? Even though the Zanetti is a Ukrainian fiction from the 80s, something about it is very real. Collective disappearance happens every single day. We erase people from our history. We purge records. We let time devour entire cities beneath layers of oblivion and asphalt. The Zanetti Train is us, a group of passengers convinced we are heading somewhere important, while the mist of insignificance swallows us, carriage by carriage. Cherkashin is dead. Gogol is dust. And you're going to turn off this screen and try to forget that the world is a place where nothing is ever truly lost, because nothing was ever truly important. Cynicism isn't a shield. It's an autopsy. I've shown you that the train is a lie so that you understand the truth is much colder. There are no emergency exits in reality. There are no tunnels that lead to the past. There is only this moment. And it's slipping away from you while you listen to me. Keep that image of the 1907 snuff box in your head, not as proof of time travel, but as a monument to human imagination. We are the only species that would rather die in a beautiful lie than live in the naked truth. And that is why tomorrow someone will search for the Zanetti on Google Maps. Someone will see 3 luxury coaches on a dead track in Ukraine, and the story will be born again. The train hasn't stopped rolling, but it doesn't run on steel rails. It runs on your fear of the darkness inside the tunnel. Listen, Do you hear it? That's the sound of the next train. But this time, the passenger is you. The Zanetti case is closed. Not for a lack of evidence, but for an excess of humanity.